Well, you might go to your mates for advice on life and love, but when it comes to money, some of their advice might actually cost you big time. So let's find out what pub talk to ignore. We are joined by finance expert Dale Gillham from Wealth Within. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Let's go through bits of advice and you can give us your advice, professional advice. Your money is better off in a bank term deposit. Yes or no?
No. Unless you want your money very short term and, for example, you've got to buy something, then term deposit's okay because it's safe. But as far as trying to retire, your term deposit's the worst place for you to have your money because it's really...
Terrible interest at the moment.
Yeah, well, 10 years ago you used to get 6%. Now you're getting about 2%, and inflation's 2.5 to 3%, so you're going backwards. So it's not a really good place to put your money to retire from, and you need to have interest, plus you need capital gain, so there's much better investments.
But,
term deposits are very safe, though, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. They're bank guaranteed, basically, so you're very, very safe. But you're better off buying Commonwealth Bank than using a term deposit in it.
Commonwealth Bank.
Yeah, Commonwealth Bank shares, so you're buying
Or
those.
any other shares?
Yeah, pretty much anything in the top 20 shares, you'll be very, very, very secure. They're not going to go broke. I mean, Commonwealth Bank's made 140-something% in the last 10 years, plus dividends on top of that. So why would you invest in a term deposit when you can buy the share?
Talking about this pub talk, I mean, if you were going to go and get a golf lesson, you wouldn't go to an accountant.
No, that's
so why
true.
do people listen to their mate next door at the pub? I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and the worst advice I see people do, and it constantly happens, you know, whether it's on my YouTube videos or my Facebook page, people are saying, my friend said X, and there's an inverse correlation between the style of stocks you buy or the investments you do and the amount of knowledge you have. The people with the least amount of knowledge get the worst investments, and the ones with the most amount of knowledge get the best ones.
Indeed.
It's completely opposite.
This is another piece of advice you might hear. Buy a house in your dream suburb.
Yeah, well, it is. Everybody says this dream suburb that I'd like to buy my house in, but the problem is we can't afford to live there because we can't afford to buy. So then we go and buy somewhere else where we can afford it, and then we chain ourselves to a bank for 30 years, where it's far better to go and rent where you want to live in that dream suburb and then invest somewhere else. And it's called rent vesting now. I've been doing it for well over 20 years, where I rent where I want to live because it's close to work or what I want to do, but I invest everywhere else, and it's much smarter.
Or there is another option, Dale, where you buy a house in the worst suburb in Melbourne and then it just grows with you. That's what it is. 30 years ago, shocking house. When I bought it now,
Yarraville or Seddon or something like that. Or...
But there's also some advice that, you know, people literally bury their money.
They do. They absolutely do.
I knew a couple of stand-up comics who did it. After their shows, they bury their money.
Was that Dave Hughes?
It was not Dave
so
Hughes.
rich.
But it is. They do. They do.
So what's your theory, apart from damaging your back digging?
Well, it is. That's one of the big issues. But putting your money in cash in a tin in the ground, in the wall, under the mattress, you're getting eaten up by inflation. And if the house catches fire or something else, you're going to lose your money because you can't get it back once somebody's stolen it.
So many old people do it, though, don't they? My
They
grandmother
do.
did it.
There's a lot of stories about people renovating houses and finding money in walls, in ceilings, in boxes, under floors. And it's not a really great way to invest your money if you want to retire.
What about a mate who says, buy this stock, it's going through the roof, get in early, you'll retire rich?
Run for the hills. There's never such thing as a great tip from a mate because most of them get them from the same places. They get on these chat forums and it's the blind leading the blind. They don't really understand. Or they watch a YouTube video of a young kid in a hoodie and a T-shirt in their bedroom telling you how great they are at stock market investing. And I'm thinking, seriously?
That Bitcoin's going nuts, isn't it?
They're just good at hacking.
Yeah,
They
exactly. Gold.
Gold,
That
yes.
used to always be the staple.
Absolutely. Everybody said go for gold because it's safe, but gold's like any investment nowadays. It's not like what it used to be before banks and everything else. Gold goes up and down just like any other stock does, so you're better off just buying a good big blue chip stock rather than just buying physical gold because it doesn't get any income for you. It's just sitting there and you've got to store it somewhere.
Dale Gillham, always great chatting with you. Thank you for your professional advice.